welcome back to our LLG lesson. If you tuned in, thank you for joining another live lesson. Some more content tonight to go through. But just before we get stuck into that, we do have this weekend should have been sent an email inviting you to our brand new interactive session. So obviously we sent a survey out a few weeks ago seeing if this is something which you'd like to get involved with. We've had a great response. So we've been working hard to recruit some guest speakers. This is a brand new offering really, so we're going to host these on Zoom. You'll be able to log in Tuesday evening 7:30, and we've got some varied speakers. We've got psychology, flexibility, nutrition, general well-being, some club advice, rules quiz, so loads to try and keep you occupied and try and keep you engaged over the next few weeks as we gear up to getting back to golf in March. So check out that email. A couple of questions from a few ladies coming in. Because you buy the sessions, per session is £7.50. If you buy the series, you get a saving. So the whole series is £25. And if you do miss any session, you can't quite make a couple of dates, then we do record the sessions and we can email it you straight afterwards as well, so you won't miss out on the content. So just a couple of questions coming over the weekend from a few ladies there, so I hope that makes sense. But have a look at the content. It starts a week on Tuesday, so be sure to sign up to any or all the sessions you want to get involved with. I'll be hosting every session. You'll be able to see ladies logging in from around the country, so it's going to be a nice social night as well. But the main thing is you'll learn a lot and the games will improve with the content as we get back to golf. So do check them out, and hope you can sign up to a few of them sessions in February and early March. So tonight's session, we're going through some hybrids. So we've not really discussed this too much in sessions today. I know for a lot of ladies this is a club which they really want to try and improve on or learn a bit more about. So I'm going to talk you through first of all the general setup with a hybrid, how it differs from the driver and the iron, and then I'm going to get stuck into how you play it on a golf course, where you play it, different lies, and how versatile this club can be. So, I'm sure a lot of golf sets do have these hybrids in now. If you're just starting out, you get a package set, they'll have hybrid in there. 20 years ago, these didn't really exist, but they've come into the market now. They're more forgiving, they've got different lofts, and they can really help your game actually in loads of different ways. So, let me talk you through first of all the setup, and then I'm going to get stuck into the lies that you should place around the golf course. So, the length of the club as well, you can see, if I was to get my driver here, and my hybrid club and iron, you can see in terms of length, it sort of sits bang in the middle, okay? This is my driver here, I've got an 8 iron, and the hybrid sort of sits bang in the middle in terms of length. Now, when you're setting up to the hybrid, this is a nice little checkpoint for you. If I was going to hit this hybrid into the kitchen here, so this is where I put my driver. So in previous slides we've gone, get that ball position there, just inside the left heel. Okay, now that encourages an upward hit on the driver. Now because the hybrid sort of looks like a driver and it, similar sort of head but smaller, a lot of people actually put the hybrid a bit too far forward, I think, and actually because the ball's on the ground, it leads to topping the ball. So the actual ball position you want to try and do, I always encourage like 8 iron, 7 iron to be sort of in the middle, but the hybrid, you want it to be sort of in between where the iron would be and the driver. A good checkpoint really would be just to get a hybrid and just put it to the side there, okay? And that would be where your ball position with the hybrid should be. So it's not heel, it's not in the middle, it's somewhere in between, okay? And then in terms of the intent when you're hitting the hybrid, you definitely want to try and hit it more on the down than on the up. So if you're having practice swings at home or in the garden, when you're coming through to impact, you definitely want to hit that club hit the ground there. And then the loft of the hybrid will lift the ball up for you. Okay? So make sure when you get on the course, ladies, that you are hitting down, clipping that ground. Don't be afraid to take a bit of divot or a bit of grass with the hybrid because that'll help you. And we're talking about lofts as well. There's a variety of different lofts out there, but the ladies I've worked with in caddies, hundreds of ladies over the years, I'd say the most common sort of degree of hybrid is somewhere between 20 to 26 degrees, maybe 28 degrees. But the main point I'd say in your hybrid set, if you do have two hybrids, make sure you've got a good space between them. So if you've got a 20-degree hybrid, then make sure the next one is 24-degree, and then 28-degree. You know, a 4-degree gap is a nice space on the hybrids. You know, if you've got your golf bag at home, you've got 20-degree and a 22 and a 24, you know, either there, get it close, and the 22s might not be needed, and you might be able to put that gap in with another wedge or something. So have a look at your clubs at home, make sure you've got a 4-degree gap. That's a good space for your hybrids, to make sure that you're getting the most out of them on the golf course. And then in terms of, you know, lies on the golf course, the other question I get asked all the time when we do away days, when we do trips abroad, when they come back on, is when the ball's lying different types of grass, when should I use my hybrid, when should I use my iron? So what I've got here, I've got a little picture, and hopefully you see this on the live feed, but if not, I can pop it in the members area. Let's have a look at this here. So this is obviously, my ball's wandered into the rough. This one here shows you the ball, where it's really nestled down in the rough, and you can only see a quarter of the golf ball. Okay? For me, when you get a situation on the golf course, it says 7-9 here, but I'd be probably looking at 8-9, 9-9 pitching wedge, just take medicine and get back out in play. Okay? Now, this one here, now you can notice just above half the golf ball visible above the top of the grass. That's when definitely the hybrid can help you out. You know, the iron might get snagged up a bit there, if you're having a 7-9 or a 6-9, but the hybrid can certainly get chopped through that grass for you. So a good rule of thumb, if more than half the ball sitting above the line of the grass, then get your hybrid on it and be nice and confident, and it'll come out. And then this image is put driver here, it's a bit ambitious, but when you've got all the balls sitting above the surface of the grass here, just like you have here, then I would say that's when you can use your woods. Okay, so you know, your 5 woods, 3 woods, that's perfect for that. It does say driver there, but you know, I'm not sure I'd try driving from the rough. You can if you feel super confident, but I'm not sure I would. So if we say 3 wood or 5 wood for that one there. So that's a nice gauge there, and you know, if you are, I'll pop that in the members area just so you can get a visual. Because I've been a golf course. Club selection is really important on a golf course, and it can save you a few shots. And I've seen a few people sort of grab hybrid out here, you know, and maybe iron out there when they could have got hybrid. So assess the lie first, and then choose the right club to get out of the lie. Okay. So in terms of where, you know, you can play the hybrid, I think it's personally one of the most versatile clubs in the bag. So if we look at where you should play it, so we've gone through the fairway shot. So normal fairway shot onto the green, hybrid is club, you know, out of the rough, provided it's lying like the little picture there, and that's the option in the rough. Off the tee as well, remember, a lot of people forget to use it off the tee. Maybe it's short par 3, maybe you're playing position, you know, and when you are teeing the ball up, again, a good little tip, make sure you don't tee ball too high. Again, that'll encourage you to hit too much up on the ball. So if we look on the camera here at home, we just want to try and make sure we're elevating the ball just a little bit here. We don't want to get too much tee height, so more than, you know, 3/4 of the ball is above the top of the hybrid. We just want to get it just so maybe a quarter of the ball is sitting above the top of the hybrid club. Okay. So in terms of tees, the red castle tee is a good choice for that, and that'll get you a perfect lie for your hybrid. So remember, you can use it off the tee. And then the other two situations you use it is getting out of trouble. So let's say your ball wanders off the fairway, you're under the trees, hands up how many times that happens on the golf course. Your hybrid is a really good club to escape from there because it's got a powerful sweet spot, it'll keep you low, and it can punch you back in play. And how I play that on the golf course is, you know, often under tree canopies you might have restricted movement because the trees are starting here. So if you were to put the ball more back in the stance, so in the middle, lean to the left hand side so you weight 70% here, then if you were to play just almost like an extended chip shot back and through, then your ball would run a lot further down fairway, maybe 80-90 yards back in play, and you won't have a hampered backswing by the tree canopy. If you take a pitching wedge in the trees and try and get your full swing, you're going to get too much height on the ball, and your swing's going to be too long and you're going to catch the trees as well. So it's a good club for pitching out of trouble. Okay. And then the final option, where it's actually really good, is chipping. Okay. Now, ladies watching this feed who have lessons, at the LLG Academy will know I'm quite a big fan of this shot. So this year, definitely try and get used to this shot. So if you round the greens and you're just off green, the hybrid will give you a little bit of lift and plenty of run. Okay. Sometimes putting it's not ideal because it might get snagged up in the grass. Sand wedge is quite a high risk shot, get it nice and high to a short distance. So the way you play this shot is if you're chipping around the greens with it, this is your normal setup with the hybrid. For the chip shot, you move yourself in and raise the shaft angle. That's really important, okay? Slide your hands down the shaft because it's going to be closer to you. And then all you've got to do is play it like a putter. So it's just back and through and just try and hit the ball and it'll just chip and it'll run down the green. So I've only got 90 degrees on that hybrid, so it's not going to go too high, but it is going to be a very reliable shot round the greens. Equally, if you're not confident chipper or you think you can work on chipping, that's a nice option. I always say if you play 5 chip shots for that and 5 chip shots for the sand wedge, this will probably be more consistent. So give that one a go when you're around the greens. But I think overall, the hybrid it's a really consistent club. You can do loads of different shots with it. So I think about your game, have you got the right lofts? And can you use the hybrid in other ways for the golf course? Out of all the ones I'm showing tonight, what can you take forward onto the golf course this year and take some shots? Your hybrid should be your best friend. Okay? So hope you enjoyed that session there, ladies. Another quick fire session. We're back on Wednesday for another live. And be sure to browse our website, check out the group sessions. We'll put the link on Facebook as well. And they're starting week on Tuesday. So love to get you involved in them. See everyone on a Zoom screen from all around the country. Bring friends along as well, and we'll connect you on the Zoom. And enjoy that content. Keep the practice up, ladies, and I'll see you all very soon.